Comparing Korean horror movies to American horror movies, what would you say its similarity and the differences?
American horror stories usually come with a lot more jump scares. K-dramas, they don't really focus on like real life things. They're not going for more suspenseful thrillers, so they're not really horror anymore.
American horror movies, they are always centered on games.
When you watch your first horror movie, they don't tend to start off interesting. All of those that says, if it doesn't speak English, I would not watch it. Please give it a chance.
Thank you.
You learn to read in primary school for a reason, and it's to read subtitles. Okay?
Oh my god.
안녕하세요, Irugum.
And we are your
K-drama besties.
And this is brought to you by The House Chronicles. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles at The House Chronicles. Make sure you like, share, and comment. And today I have my very, very, very beautiful and special guest. Her name is Labiba. I call her Beeps for short. And we're here to talk about The Eighth Night. It's a horror movie if you do not know. And for all of you who do not know that Korean actually make really scary horror movies, you will find out because we just saw one and we're here to give you the gist about it. Hi Labiba, how you doing?
Fiona. I'm doing fine.
So how did you see this horror movie we just saw?
It was pretty good. The pacing was very well thought out because it kept you suspenseful.
Mm-hmm.
My issue with it though was the fact that they didn't really pay out on the suspense. So I think we would have done a lot more with a bit more jump scares. You know, get the heart racing a bit more, more thrilling.
We laughed more.
We laughed more.
Yeah, we laughed more. But it was really the storyline. How do you perceive the storyline?
Well, it could use a little bit more cohesion because I know towards the end, some people, you said you were a bit confused about what just happened.
Exactly.
But it was they could have done a lot, made it a bit more cohesive so you can actually pay attention to what was going on and follow the story all through. But generally, visuals were great. Mm-hmm. So especially since I don't know much of visuals, so I should probably stop there before I embarrass myself.
But the visuals are great.
Visuals were great.
I think people know that Koreans have one of the best visuals. You cannot compete with them. Just even if you do not know, I'm telling you now, trust me.
I trust you.
Yeah. So The Eighth Night is literally about... Should I spoil it? It's not a spoiler. I think that movie was it 2017 or 2019? No, it's not. Did we even look at the date?
We did not look at the date.
Okay, but
it's recent.
Yeah, but if you go on Netflix, you'll find it there because we're looking for... It was actually a very, very stressful thing finding which of them we would want to... It was actually very stressful finding which one we would like to watch because we had a lot.
Yeah, it's because we'll pick a movie and someone's like, I've actually seen that.
Yeah.
And you pick another one, I've seen that twice now. So it's okay.
We had to settle for one, and yes, The Eighth Night was it. So for me, I feel The Eighth Night is actually fun to watch. It's not as... For those of you who want to start watching horror movies, but you do not want to go all horrific, there are a lot of K-dramas that are very horrific, but The Eighth Night is not as much. But to give you that anger, I was angry. Even my producer outside the camera, she was like, don't do that, stop. And I'm like, just take it easy, mom, take it easy. But it was actually very fun. It was really nice having to watch it with my K-drama besties. We had popcorn, we had drinks and all of that. So comparing Korean horror movies to American horror movies or other, let's say American horror movies, what would you say it's the similarity and the differences? Can you pick any of this?
I think American horror stories usually come to a lot more jump scares. And I hope this is appropriate, but actually American horror stories tend to have a lot more nudity, to be honest. Yeah. Which can be slightly uncomfortable because it's like, why am I watching a shower scene when I'm supposed to be being scared?
Exactly.
So Asian horror movies, they focus more on, they do a lot of headshots. So that's another thing. American horror stories, they tend to focus on maybe dark doorways, things like that. That will set up they'll be, and
you
then the music as well. They make
you see it coming, right?
They kind of make you see it coming.
While
with Asian horror, it's more, they focus on kind of body horror sometimes a lot more. Mm-hmm. So you see that a lot in J-dramas and K-dramas as well. They focus a lot on the physicality of it. They don't really focus on the suspenseful bits where you have you staring at a dark door for multiple scenes.
And you just see something pop up.
Exactly. But they do have the jump scares and they can be equally terrifying because I have seen some horrific Asian movies and probably I can't remember them because I probably blacked it out because I was so scared.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I get.
So yeah.
That's actually very true. You know what I noticed, right? I've seen quite a number of American horror movies, and I can literally tell you that you see when it comes to they are always centered on, most of them, not all of them,
Yeah.
on games. It's either truth or dare, or one game that just makes it like makes everybody a victim of that circumstance. Have you noticed that in American horror movies? It's mostly about games.
Oh yeah, that is kind of true.
It's
Especially
mostly
the ones
about
on
games.
Netflix.
Yes.
There's always like a cat and mouse situation happening.
Exactly.
With Asian dramas, though, I've
It's like
noticed
a
a lot
long
of horror is a lot
story.
of supernatural things.
Mhm.
So they don't really focus on like real life things. But American horror stories now, they're leading kind of far away from the jump scares and things. They're now going for more suspenseful thrillers. So they're not really horror anymore. So you don't really have as much final girls.
Exactly. I think I missed the period where we used to have the Chucky
Oh,
kind of.
I love Chucky. I've watched all the
Yeah,
Chuckies.
a lot. Chucky is like, I didn't even want to have a doll at that point in my life.
Yeah, that terrified
Because
me.
wow, what if my doll is possessed?
Yeah, my sister had this glow in the dark doll.
Okay,
And so that used
that's
to freak
creepy.
me out.
That's creepy. I can't even have that. That is creepy. No.
But yeah, there was one. So K-dramas, they're actually very interesting, especially like the ones that are very supernatural kinds, because they like to do a lot of supernatural stories.
And they're good at it. Very.
Yes. So there are all sorts of ones. So like, especially in their thrillers as well. So I know we're talking about horror, but you should also watch the Asian thrillers. So they can be
Extreme.
extreme. They're intense. You don't know what's happening next.
You do not
It
know.
keeps you at the edge of your seat, to
Yeah.
be honest.
True.
And also, don't only check out the movies, you can also watch the horror series. So I'll recommend Sweet Home.
I think the series is actually more horrific than the
Yes.
actual movies.
I remember when I first saw season 1 of Sweet Home, I watched the whole season in one night.
Because you are the
I was
you're so
terrified and I
curious.
was tense. So I really would recommend Sweet Home. I would recommend Ghost Creature as well.
Yes, Ghost. You should watch Ghost Creature. I think I finished Ghost Creature last December, yeah. And I'm like, I started Ghost Creature like few months back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I stopped it because I had other K-dramas I wanted to see. Episode 1 wasn't giving. It's not like it wasn't giving me, but I just wanted something more fast.
Yeah.
Then later, I now was like, okay, let me just watch it. And I'm like, the story is so emotional. Jesus.
When you watch your first K-drama or first horror movie, they don't tend to start off interesting. I know there some people, most of the time, people recommend you something that's like engaging from the first episode. But a lot of works, because they're building up the story, they take time. So you
take
literally
time,
need
yeah,
to give it
sure.
a chance and just settle down and wait for the story to develop. Because the episode 1
Exactly.
can be very important, especially when you're getting to know the characters you're supposed to see in the future.
Yes, that is actually very true. Just like trying out something for the first time. It could be food. I remember when I traveled to the East for the first time, and I had abacha. I didn't like it like the first couple of times I had it. But now, bring abacha to my table. So it's just like that. If you start something, some of these dramas may not actually have a very pleasing start. Could be
Yeah.
from the first and the second episode, but just give it time. Give it a second chance. Just keep watching it. You may just fall in love. That's why we have a lot of underrated Korean thrillers, Korean horror movies, and
Yes.
the likes of them. And I feel like people do not understand that they are good at what they do.
Also, to all of those that says, if it doesn't speak English, I would not watch it. Please give it a chance.
Thank you.
You learned to read in primary school for a reason, and it's to read subtitles. Okay?
Oh my God.
You will love it more. There's such a big variety. Okay,
That's actually very, very true. Do you know that I cannot watch, even if I know people will say, oh, it's Korean. I cannot watch a Korean movie. I'm watching a Korean movie and I'm going to Netflix to go and change it to English voiceover. God forbid.
especially since some of the things on Netflix, they don't have English audio, so you're actually missing out on quite a lot when you do that.
And the way they actually say it in their language, the way they say it, you feel the
The
Emotions
the passion.
come out,
There's a way
exactly.
they do the line delivery that can only come out in
in
their
the
own language.
Not
It's like,
even.
we're Nigerian. When you get extremely angry, is it English swear words you start using, or is it your native tongue?
It's actually much better. Then imagine I'm watching a horror movie in English, like a Korean horror movie, switch it to English audio.
they don't tend to give out the passion because they're just there reading the lines.
It doesn't even have to be Korean, even any drama at all.
To be honest,
I just feel like I respect people's languages, and I feel like it's art.
Yes,
it's
it
art
is.
itself, and it's beautiful. So, just for you guys, this is actually telling you people out there that Korean dramas have really interesting thrillers and horror movies. If you want to watch, there are tons and tons and tons of them out there. There is The Call. The Call is actually a very good one. Park Shin-hye is inside. If you know Park Shin-hye, you know she's she's like one of my favorite Korean actors, and she is really good. When I saw her act horror, and I'm like,
you can do that too?
really, girl? Like, you're doing that? I was really excited because no, Park Shin-hye is good. Most people, I know a lot of people that have condemned her acting. They say she's so timid, she's so slow, and the likes of them. But
have you ever considered that's the character?
exactly.
That might just be the character.
And I like the fact that she proved them wrong. I'll recommend you to go and watch this drama. If anybody outside the camera can remind me of Park Shin-hye's drama.
Describe
demon,
it.
demon, something demon.
My
Demon from hell, or demon from hell, something like that, yeah. She did that. Judge from hell. Thank you.
You were even close.
Kamsamida.
You only halfway there.
Kamsamida. Thank you. Mwah. Judge from hell. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was, my head is, after that horror movie, I cannot think of anything right now.
Oh, another thing in the 8 nights. I'm still wondering how that detective got that job though.
He
was really bad.
Exactly.
Like, he was so bad. So to the viewers, please apply for jobs you have experience with. Otherwise, you'll be like this detective and like, oh wait, I was about to say a spoiler, so you actually have to watch it to see what happens at the end.
Exactly. Because he's so, like, I do not understand how I feel detectives are smart. They even think ahead of anybody at that point, because everybody's a suspect. Even their colleague is a suspect. But this guy literally, you went to see a psychic for goodness sake. A psychic is telling you this, and you're like,
she crazy.
She's crazy.
She must be crazy. I've seen a lot of weird things happening, but there's a logical explanation. This chick is crazy, and then he goes on his way.
And this lead lady is telling you everything, and you know that what she's saying is not a lie.
She's saying things that she should even know about, and he's not believing her.
And he's not believing her. That is actually very, 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 very stupid.
No, but to be fair, if you met a psychic, would you believe her?
Now, like this,
where has psychic credentials?
It doesn't have.
She needs a CV. She needs a CV, okay? To be honest, you have to go to a
school for psychic 101.
Exactly. There should be like a degree. She should have a whole certificate.
So he has to believe her.
Yes.
Nah.
I need a certificate because any weird person could just come and meet you and it's like, hey, I know how you're gonna die.
But I feel someone recommended he goes there.
Where's that person's credentials?
But for her to be, I don't even understand how she was trying to choke herself to death. But that...
When you're in the spirit, you do all sorts of weird things. People speak in tongues. She tried to strangle herself. It's the same thing.
Well, the thing is, the detective is just one character that I do not like. He's like one of the characters that I hate. Then the boy that sleeps and eats.
Yeah, and then...
Why are you sleeping? That guy ate more than anybody.
We were actually believing he was conserving energy to actually do something important.
Exactly.
And he did none of that. He just... I could run better.
He chickened out in a situation that he was supposed to fight. And I'm like, would you stand up and run?
But then to be fair, it's like when you have a big job and then the senior member just leaves and leaves it to the intern to do it. What do you expect?
That guy was actually
He was actually less than an intern.
He's been training under the other monk. What are you saying? See, the thing is, when you are given an opportunity, you're supposed to prove your worth.
Yeah, like step up.
Yeah, he's supposed to prove that, okay, I actually learned under this monk, and this monk is like one of the greatest. But he didn't even prove any point. So what did that monk just wasted his effort teaching that guy?
Oh my God.
Because the part that actually made me feel emotional was when the previous monk that has like the names, I couldn't get all their names.
No.
But I think we're going to put pictures for you people to know. The monk that had a backstory of his family being killed and the likes of them. The death when he died. But I like the fact that forgiveness...
That's a bit of a spoiler, isn't it?
Well, I'm sorry, I'll spoil it for you. But the truth is, I think I learned a lot of things from this horror movie. One thing I learned is that forgiveness actually is like a pathway for a lot of things. Because when you have forgiveness in your heart, you can let go of you, and you let go of a situation that is very, very, very deep, or a story in your life that is very deep. I feel you'll be free.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that helped him
Towards
at
the
the end
end.
of the years. At the end, that forgiveness was very mandatory.
Because a lot of the story is based on Buddhism, and which is based on like enlightenment.
Yes.
So part of that is just letting go of things.
Exactly, and that's
So
what,
by giving that forgiveness,
Mm-hmm.
it actually let him step up into that role.
yes, and that's what the religion actually preaches. I respect every religion of every kind, and it's just trying to show you that forgiveness is actually very, very essential.
Yeah, Buddhism
in
is
life.
just one of those religions that's actually very good because it lets you're supposed to get rid of, not have too many material attachments.
Yeah, they don't care about what you have.
Exactly.
Physically,
It's not about what
yes.
you have. So it's
just
very,
your
very
heart.
spiritual. So you literally get into the
I think
spirit.
that was why he couldn't even do anything. He couldn't be a monk because
Yes.
of the forgiveness part.
Because of the
had
grief he was
unforgiveness,
having for his
He had
family.
unforgiveness in his heart. I don't think he could even do that.
Yeah.
Do you get? So
So he was literally hurting himself.
Mm-hmm.
And also he wasn't stepping up to the future he was supposed to have.
yeah.
So because of the grief, he literally derailed everything he was actually supposed to do with himself.
Yeah. So, my viewers, Yorubum, I just want to let you guys know that you should, when you watch all those series or movies, there are a lot of stories to learn. That is why I love Korean dramas. There's always something for you to take home at the end of the day. You learn a lot of things, behavioral wise. You can even change because you're seeing that life is not all that. Life, there's nothing in this life, honestly. At the end of the day, we all know that death is not going to be, no one can actually resist death.
No.
At the end of the day, everybody is going to like die. So just live your life, be a good person, whatever religion you're practicing.
And watch K-dramas.
Yes, whatever religion you're practicing, that is on you. But the most important thing,
Is watching K-dramas.
watch K-drama and be blessed.
And you should also watch The Eighth Night and let us know what you think in the comments as
Yes, please do. Let us know if you would want to watch it. If you've seen it before now, tell us what you think. I know you have like a lot of things you want to type. Type keyboard warriors.
If you think anything is better, also type that one.
Yes, and
Fiona wants to watch more horror, so the more scary it is,
The
she will
more-
love it.
Exactly.
The more scary it is.
Korean horror to the world. So to all my K-drama besties out there, you know that we love you. Love lives here. Sarah Chinchayo, and have a wonderful, wonderful horror movie list, and what would we call it? Horror movie saga, yes. Yeah, and do not forget to follow us at the House Chronicles. Like, share, comment, and remember, this is your K-drama besties, and we are your K-drama besties.
Hi.
감사합니다. We love you. Mwah.